There's another element I want to mention. In the personal growth field, I never felt limited by my sex. I never felt being a woman in any way, either in the eyes of women or in the eyes of men, diminished my capacity to be heard or be successful. I cannot believe the misogyny in politics. I didn't even know it was there. I mean, I knew they were kind of rough on Hillary Clinton, and but I really did think it was mainly because of her politics. And I cannot believe the way people get away with framing a narrative that absolutely would not be accepted if I were a man. And by the way, by women, every bit as much as by men. In a way, no, I wouldn't say more, but every bit as much. And below the belt, it's just so much of that is internalized. Now, if you look at something like women newscasters, they can be successful because they toe the line. They're not, coloring outside the lines. They're not speaking outside the box. But a woman, not only a woman who speaks her mind, despite what the status quo says is correct, but speaks her mind confidently. That's what I think pisses people off. Because I come from a field where you get to do that. I've been reading The Course in Miracles for a long time, so I can speak very confidently about it, and people who are interested in that material go, yay! Right? Going to politics, I've been looking at this for a long time, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Oh my God, how dare you? That's not what we have decided to say.
There was a quote, I forget where I read this. It was like, for any person that steps out the line as a man, they'll be regarded as a prophet or a spiritual leader, but any woman who does the same will be regarded as a witch.
You know what? I want to say something. The way I am looked at, kooky, crazy, mean. If that's not a description of the witch archetype, I don't know what is. It is like something, and it's ancient witch burning. She's a witch, except they've changed the consonant. She's a bitch, she's a bitch, she's a bitch. And it's even like that ancient witch burning of, have you ever seen her be that way? No. But I know somebody who said that they know somebody who said they know somebody. Read on the internet, there was a tweet. It's like how women got sent to how someone got sent to the stake. So I appreciate you saying that. If it's a man, it's a prophet. If it's a woman, she's a witch. And I also, I remember a famous interview that Princess Diana did. I think was the one who really sealed her fate in a way, the Martin Bashir interview. You're probably too young to remember any of that, but it was a famous Diana interview. And she was describing how she was viewed by people in the palace, according to her. She said, they look at me and they wonder, where did she get all that power? Because that's not the power we gave to her. Where did she get all that power, and what does she intend to do with it? So, yeah, if a man says that he's a prophet, if a woman says that the witch imagery, it is witchy. I mean, all of the descriptions are like something out of a fairy tale about a wicked witch. There have been times when journalists would have an interview with me. And sometimes even write the article. And you could just see that some editor had said, oh my God, she got to you. She seduced you. She got to you. Go back. Write something. Well, of course, let's not forget that she's very controversial, blah, blah, blah.
I've actually seen what can be done when somebody has an agenda against you, as far as twisting truth, on a not as grand of scale, but I have seen it happen. I've seen some really good people. Some of the clients that I work with have been, my God, portrayed so negatively in the media while they're trying to do good. And I find this is what is it breaks my heart as someone that also, I talk about selling with love, holding higher vibration, wanting to do the best in the world. But then I see that the only ones that get, or more frequently, the ones that get taken down are the ones that have the best of intentions. Like the ones who are going in, trying to make positive change, are making for easy targets to take down as a hit piece when it comes to this media complex. And anybody who decides to just, it bothers
Right. I
me.
think it's because
And
if
I
you
don't,
really
I
have
don't
good
have an answer.
intentions, if you really have good intentions in today's world, you are challenging the status quo. You can't have really positive intentions right now without calling the status quo to task. And of course, so it does make sense.
But then it's like if you, but to give credit where credit is due, we're also seeing some of the negative aspects that are being called out and some of the bad players being, arrested. And we're seeing some of these things
Yeah.
being mostly by us, like us showing that we care about these issues. And I want to go back to how when you do a speak and you're speaking to people's heart and you're seeing that voters are just like the people that you speak to, audience is an audience, I feel like we all have this little yearning, this little light that wants to shine, but then we're kind of looking for social cues. And since everybody's looking for a social cue that it's okay to speak up, but everybody's kind of waiting, nobody's speaking up. So then we're like, oh my God, it's just me. And then there's this sense of like isolation while we're all crying for the same problems to change, but we're being reminded that nobody should speak up. And I feel like what we're trying to do is get people to kind of catalyze their expression so we can make a movement to change things. And I mean, I think the steps you're taking is the first step to be taken. And I think that's where I see so much courage in the actions that you're doing. So I'd be curious to know from a call to action for people that are kind of sitting there saying, yeah, I see the corruption. I see the crap that's going in politics. My God, I'm seeing that you're going out there and actually calling it out. I'm seeing the unfair treatment. I know there's unfair treatment. What can I do to just shine my light brighter and make a change happen?
Donate to the campaign. Go to Marianne2024.com, whether it's $5, $50, $500, whatever you can do, because, it really is a matter of getting things to scale. It's no different than any other business. I've got the right business. I've got the right team. I need to scale up. And when you have candidates who have millions and millions and millions of dollars in the bank and are taking money from PACs and super PACs and corporate powers, and we're just running on fumes here.
Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.